Welcome to another episode of Bringing Down the Grindhouse.
A podcast where we discuss horror in media.
And tonight, prepare your tentacles, but not in a sexual way. As we talk about
The Void.
I'm Murr.
I'm Justine.
And I'm Jonathan.
It's weird not having Mitch here
I
again.
know.
Yeah,
right?
we're getting thrown off because we have the usual cadence of going through all the names.
Yeah, Mitch ain't here. He's enjoying some lovely time with his girlfriend. I love you, Mitch.
Don't tell your girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Anyways, we're talking about The Void today. And this is a 2016 film that was available on Netflix until the one time I want to see it.
Yeah, literally.
It's been on Netflix for years.
Yeah,
dude.
and then they finally took it off.
I was so pissed. I was like, I think it's on Netflix, guys. We got this.
Psych.
Oh, the one time I'm able to watch this. Nope. Denied. But this is a Lovecraftian horror film. It was written and directed by Steven Kostanski and Jeremy Gillespie. They are Canadian. They also run the company. I just had it right now. Fuck. There it is. They run their own Canadian film production and directing company called Astron 6. And they started in 2007, and they made very low-budget films. But The Void is special because it is one of their first mature, basically, like
Dude,
scripts.
So they're responsible for the movie Manborg, which you showed me earlier.
Yeah.
Manborg.
But also a movie called Psycho Goreman, which came out in 2020 and was like an instant cult classic. Like, that's actually a legit fucking good movie.
Psycho Borgman?
Psycho Goreman.
Goreman.
And
Yeah.
it is exactly what you expect. It is like the campiest movie that you come out. They know exactly what they're doing by making like a parody movie.
My favorite part is going on to their website. I checked this out earlier this week.
Yeah.
And they're like, their picture of them, they're all just naked. And then it's just like all of them in a room together naked. And they look like 70s porno fucking
Holy
actors.
shit.
Like they did this on purpose because they were wearing like turtlenecks and shit.
Fucking turtleneck.
I gotta go look
Not
at this
the
now.
turtlenecks. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Astron 6. But this movie was released in 2016. It was written by Steven Kostanski and fucking Jeremy Gillespie. And it was produced by Casey Walker and Jonathan Bronfman. I can't
Holy
talk.
shit. What is this website?
Yeah, it looks like something out of the 70s, right?
Dog, this website was made in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, what am I looking at?
They look hilarious, don't they?
One of them, I think, is cross-dressing. And then the other two are in, like, some costume from the movie. And one guy has a Letterman jacket on.
Yeah.
It's just a weird mix of stuff going on
Yikes.
on the website. And then at the very bottom, there's more pictures of them, but, like, weird photos. it's a lot going on here.
They have a weird-ass tagline somewhere.
5 friends, a love of film, and a suicide pact is what it says at the top.
All right,
Okay.
bet.
All right, cool.
I mean, these just seem like passion films from a bunch of goofballs. And it kind of plays out that way.
Well, this one felt a little less goofy.
Right. It was more mature, more, hey, guys, let's make something for the film festivals. Let's make something like that has legs.
And then they got on Netflix with it.
Yeah, so I guess it is a kind of got there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, this was released on September 22nd in 2016 at the Fantastic Fest, but released April 7th, 2017 in Canada. Has a runtime of 90 minutes, and the box office was $149,000. This movie was crowdfunded.
Which is dope.
Wow.
With a budget of $82,000.
Yeah. So
They crowdfunded $82,000.
Yeah, they crowdfunded on Indiegogo when like when Indiegogo was kind of like really popular. Like this was the site to go and raise money on. So they were like, let's fucking do it. And they had enough interest around it to get all the money. So this is a lot of fucking money.
We have a little cast of characters here I will go through. We have Aaron Poole as Daniel Carter, the main character and cop. Kenneth Welsh as Dr. Richard Powell. Daniel Fathers as the father.
What?
The father, aka Vincent.
Yeah. We have Kathleen Monroe as Allison Fraser and Ellen Wong as Kim.
Dog, I've seen her before. What has she been in? Oh, fucking A. She was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's fucking Knives.
That's
Oh,
Knives
shit,
Chow.
really?
I'm pretty sure that's Knives
No
Chow.
way.
No.
I'm
Nah.
pretty sure it is.
Fucking
Look
look
it
it
up.
up.
Wait,
Fact
hold
check
up. Yeah, that's fucking Knives.
Fuck yeah, Knives is in this
I
movie.
knew that. I'm like, I know her face. Where did I see her before? That's so funny.
We also have Evan Stern as James, and if you don't know who Evan Stern is, he plays one of the really weird gothy methy kids on Letterkenny. A movie that has too many seasons on Hulu. Anyways,
Oh, fuck.
Well, shit. Tell me how you really feel.
I enjoy the fucking thing. I'm just like, I gotta watch all this. Fuck.
Damn, dog. Sounds like Skins. No, I would.
Not enough time
Don't
in the
diss
day.
Skins unless it's the U.S. version. You
The
can diss
U.S.
that
one. The UK
Yeah.
one is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can diss the U.S. They sucked on that one.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that shit.
So the story about this is that Jeremy Gillespie was working a floor below where Guillermo del Toro was working on an unfinished film at the Mountain of Madness,
Oh, shit.
and basically wanted to do an H.P. Lovecraft like love film to that style with the sci-fi horror. What's the word for it again? Oh, Lovecraftian horror. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, anything associated with certain creatures from beyond are always associated with Lovecraft because he kind of made the mythos for that, like the main.
Well, he
Cosmic
popularized
horror.
it
Yeah.
He popularized
after,
it. That's
of
a better way to
course,
say it.
What's the good word for it? Appropriating it from a lot of different other cultures.
Yeah, this idea existed already. He's just the one who popularized it because of his many works that dealt around cosmic horror.
And the best part about it is he wasn't really famous when he wrote them. He was famous after he was dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So he never really felt the fame.
That's all right. He was racist anyway.
Yeah. We're not going to discuss his cat's name.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Awful.
that's a fun Google search.
Anyways, so these guys usually make comedic horror action movies like Manborg and the other movie that we talked about earlier. But this is a more mature take because, they were taking their time with this one to make a palatable film for film selections in Toronto and such. So The Void, I do know that this movie was shot in a school. Like the hospital itself was not an actual hospital. It was a school, and they tore it down right after production was
Oh,
done.
dang.
I do know that basically, they had a couple of days to do it, and they got it done, and that was that. A very, very quick shoot.
I love his quote. Gillespie. He declared that The Void was a difficult production, noting that every single thing was the biggest challenge. It was a soul-crushing nightmare. Everybody was pushed to the limit on this movie. The one ray of hope was we got the cast, which came together at the last second. They were very easy to deal with.
Yeah, so not a very easy production. I'll take that back.
They had to probably get everything right the first time around.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're dealing with practical effects,
Right.
and this movie showcases Gillespie's use of practical effects that you could see from their past movies. Like, there's no stop motion in this. There's no CGI for these creatures. Everything is a practical effect. The blood is practical.
Right.
The disgusting. We were watching this while we were eating, and it was awful.
That was
a
so funny.
bad
Okay.
idea.
I saw the like gnarly shit going on screen, and then I just see you guys close the little boxes of your food. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, the thing is, when you see a fucking person's belly wriggling with like a
Oh,
baby in
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and then the
fucked.
fucking tentacles.
Yeah.
Tentacles
If you didn't have a
everywhere.
fear about having children, this will do it. This will definitely
Yeah.
do it.
That shit was sketch. And it wasn't even her kid. It was the doctor's
Yeah,
kid.
you end up seeing like her exploded body later on with all the fucking
And then
tentacles.
it turns into that
Yeah.
creature thing.
yeah, holy
Grace
shit.
Monroe as Maggie, who is one letter away from being my sister. Anyways,
Fuck.
Aaron Poole, this movie basically starts off with Aaron Poole finding a drunk guy who he thinks is a drunk guy in the middle of the road. And he's actually being chased by two farmer-type characters who just burned down an entire house.
Yeah.
No, they burned a person.
They burned.
Didn't they?
They burned a person. That's right.
Yeah.
Which kind of made it a little interesting.
Yeah, they start off and you think that they are like immediately the bad guys.
But
But
they somehow knew what was going on.
And they don't really ever explain it too. And that's the thing with cosmic horror. They kind of leave things up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll give you notes and pieces here and there, and you're supposed to go, ah.
Like, I have a theory, but we'll see just how true that is. But my theory is that there's a cult in the town that brought this creature to their plane of existence. And the two men probably were at some point part of the cult until they started doing some really crazy shit. And they're like, nah, dude, we're out. We're fucking out. And then they've probably summoned these creature things before.
Ooh.
So they knew how to deal with them because they were part of their cult previously.
Yeah, that's a good angle. I think also they were like manipulating the poor people in the area.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in the
totally.
last movie that we were talking about.
Definitely.
Just like, oh yeah, bro, we'll give you crank. We'll give you heroin. Come to the fucking safe house. And bam.
Then they
Just-
sacrifice them to Cthulhu.
How do you guys feel about the pre-Squid Game characters?
Right. Literally.
right.
This is like such a similar premise. to,
I
Oh,
was
like,
here for the
collecting
triangle
people.
face.
That's what I'm saying. The
dudes.
triangle face dudes.
Yeah, yeah, the outfit and everything.
What I think is really like awesome from the set designer. You see these little triangles everywhere in the
Yeah,
setting.
it's absolutely everywhere.
It's in the hospital. It's in the houses that are like being all around here. It's
on
everywhere.
doors.
It's on doors. Yeah,
The portal thing at the end was shaped like a triangle.
yeah. So this cult has like its footing within the community. It was kind of similar to like Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, I just
That-
realized why it's the triangle too.
Why is it the
For
triangle?
the ending of the movie, remember that huge monolithic pyramid?
Yeah,
That's the symbol.
yeah.
I don't know why I just drew that connection now. I was like, why a triangle? What does it mean? Oh, it's the fucking monolith thing. Duh.
Right.
Well, they did also like purposely make it vague.
Yeah.
Like they didn't explain a whole lot besides the fact that the dude actually had powers
Right.
and could fucking open a portal
to
to wherever the fuck these creatures are
the
living.
Sith temple.
You know, we were talking about it too earlier. This is one of the huge appeals for me for sci-fi and horror things of when they have these giant places. It's why like the idea of Dracula having his giant castle appeals to me a lot, because he literally has Castle Dracula, which is like huge. Like it's a labyrinth that they have to get through. And that always appeals to me because it gives characters like a place to go through. So like the bad guy, the fucking doctor, kind of set up his own labyrinth underneath the hospital. That's
It
like
was like
Yeah.
a different dimension,
yeah,
basically.
it's also in a different dimension too. Like he gets flung back through it, and like you get kind of more proof of the dimension thing when it like seals off behind him,
right.
and like he cannot go return to that area.
I love the interpretations that are different for every person. Like this one is a very gray, desolate. It looks like something from Alien.
Yeah,
Like it looks very run down and like
you've landed on LV-20.
that's what I'm saying. But like compared to something like Color Out of Space, which I highly recommend as another Lovecraftian or what's the word? Cosmic horror story.
Right.
When we actually get to see like what's on the other side through the elders, it's a CGI like section of the movie, but it's all super colorful, super neon, and like lavish with
Oh,
a
that's
bunch
true,
of tentacles and stuff. And there's elders there that you can't really comprehend, but they're there.
Yeah, they really did go in on the like purple reddish colors for Color Out of Space, and then for
Yeah.
this one it was very dull and gray and
Right.
black and white.
More cool colors, more stuff that's just a little bit more ominous.
Yeah, but then there was that red light
That was a good one.
that was throughout the last couple scenes in the hospital.
Right.
When
That-
everything starts to go to shit.
Those things also freak me out personally because I definitely have that. I don't know what it's called. The fear of like the large open spaces.
I'll look it up, but
So-
you keep talking.
So like, if I was to see some sort of giant pyramid in front of me somewhere and it's just like humongous, it'd probably freak me out. Just the same way that like seeing open space freaks me out.
Agoraphobia.
That's it. That's what it was.
Yeah.
There's also one specifically for the ocean, which is like thalassophobia or something like that.
Ooh, that
They
makes
call
sense.
that agoraphobia.
Yep.
I thought it was like being outside, like that was their fear,
I
or
think-
maybe it's like to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's like a fear of large open spaces, I think.
Oh, agoraphobia is a fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult or that help wouldn't be available if things go wrong.
Oh, I feel like that's different.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it has something specific, but who knows if it does. But that's definitely a thing that happens to me. I do not. I think it's just more of a thing if I don't like being super exposed. But seeing a giant fucking pyramid like that, I would just fucking lose it. I'm like, this is
It's like the opposite of me. I prefer open space where I can see everything that's around me.
yeah.
I'm claustrophobic, so we're like
Oh,
opposite
Oh
ends
yeah,
of
we
that.
are opposite. I
But
could
I
definitely.
think that's because I almost got trampled at a show once.
Yeah, you told me about
Not
this.
a Travis Scott concert.
Oh jeez.
Since we're talking about ritual sacrifices.
Yeah, since we're talking about that
Whoa.
shit. Yo, wild. Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. More proof that I'm a vampire. I could just sleep in a coffin, no problem.
That sounds sick.
Yeah.
I guess I have werewolf energy then. Shit. I don't like werewolves though.
But I think they did a good job handling the Lovecraftian element of it being brought in at the end there, and it wasn't like really excessive. It wasn't like a giant tentacle monster creature broke through like in Hellboy or something
Right.
and started attacking everybody. It was like this dude had access and was bringing like he was like experimenting on people to make these crossbreeds of Lovecraftian creatures with humans and like merging them together.
It's very Reanimator.
It was
Yeah.
they took a page out of Reanimator for
Like
sure.
the cutting board for the surgery room when she's all exposed and covered in like gunk and stuff. That set design was like stellar. And the thing is this with Lovecraftian horror, you have people always falling into madness, which is a big thing. Like their psyche betrays them in a lot of these stories, whether it's because they see like an idol or they see like a monster that they can't explain to people because it's too horrific to explain. Basically, these people fall into like they trample themselves basically into madness. So you see it with like the father and son character where they're like seeing themselves go into like their old house and their mother has died, and I'm presuming that she was killed by a cult member.
yeah.
And so he was like, you should have saved her. You know, you're the only person here. And eventually they have to leave each other.
Right.
And so it gets really interesting to see it because these guys have their own little slice of heaven within this like weird warped
yeah.
reality. It reminds me of the scene in the Witch where the mom thinks that she's breastfeeding her baby, but she's actually getting her tit chomped on by a fucking crow.
That was fucked
Oh,
up.
God.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, sorry.
Uh,
But like
Fuck.
where they think they're dealing with something and they're attacking something, in reality they're just
Oh,
in an
yeah.
empty corridor.
He has that moment too where he thinks he sees her normally, and
Right.
then he finds out that he's just holding on to her like dead body, basically, or like morphed body because she's still alive, I think.
It's kind of flyish.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
gross.
lot of stuff going on. There's also the idea that the main bad guy, the doctor, is like basically a flayed man. Like he has no skin.
Yeah, the special effects really shine here because they were like using the same tactics that they would in like Psycho Gorman
Yeah.
now and like Manborg. You could
Yeah.
see that, but he's that black that you can't really see shine.
Well, there's also like there's also some metaphors or like symbology for him being that way.
Yeah.
As in like he's physically breaking away his body, which is removing of his skin. He's also very open
To what's to
this,
come.
to this new thing that's coming in. Not only that, but like he seems to be able to like materialize, like kind of turn into certain matter. Like he starts disintegrating at some point and then like reforms.
Yeah, like if anything, if he wouldn't have gotten pushed into the triangle, he probably just would have became nothing.
Yeah, that was, I think, his goal. Like, was to kind of end. The movie is called The Void, so he wants to enter the void,
Right.
and go. We're getting a weird callback to another movie.
Shout out to Enter the Void.
Yeah, and so
yes, my birthday special.
they have a lot of cutaways where you see just like this specific part of space.
Yeah.
Where like you're looking at, I don't know what to call it. It's like a mixture of gases and stars and things like that.
Looks like some pretty decent vape. I'd say like VG80,
Bro, you
like,
even vape, bro?
90. Nah.
It's gotta be one of the areas in the universe where one of these creatures is just living. That's terrifying. Like, imagine you're like actually doing some interstellar travel and you just come across a giant fucking creature.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a planet full of behemoth-like creatures.
I mean, it's like on all fours. The face looks terrifying.
It's
with
like the
skull.
size of a fucking mountain.
Yeah, this is even more terrifying with the idea that like the universe as we know it now doesn't necessarily exist how we think it does. That there's like bends and folds of like the fabric of the universe because of the way that certain energies work around. So it's like you might have something that is like creating a wormhole or like is kind of bent on itself, and so the time relativity is different. There's a lot of weird shit that could be in the universe. So that's one of the most terrifying things for me is like, oh God, there could be something humongous just out there.
I know. The concept of time is so interesting when you think about Interstellar, because our way of measuring time is based off of essentially how our planet
Just
moves
ours,
within the solar system, and maybe like the larger portion of this this arm of the galaxy. But then you'll go to another solar system, and depending on gravity and the placement and the size of the planet, you could have like a day be a couple weeks or a couple months, and so your concept of time is just completely misconstrued. And then depending on the density, you could have time passing faster in one portion of the universe than the other.
Yeah, that's what happened in that movie, Interstellar.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up an original idea.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe
An
something that I
original
have
idea
something
by
that I have
Myrn.
yet to see in a movie.
Oh, okay, cool.
So usually it's the thing that you're talking about where time moves differently for some people. So like it'd be like a group of people on a space station. They go to a different part of the solar system and they say, well, 1 year here is 20 on Earth. And they would have stowaway like criminals who are just trying to get into the solar system so they could do the 1 year undetected. So by the time that the crew goes back, it's been 40 years and no one cares about their charges. Or like 100 years.
Oh, that's
a cool idea.
That is an original idea. There's pieces of it in other movies, but not completely like what you just said.
Right. So like
Yeah.
they completely just, they're trying to stay under the radar.
Right.
You know, maybe something bad happens, but
Because you just put together like Interstellar, Demolition Man, and fucking what's the other one? I'm blanking on it. A bit of Judge Dredd.
no one steal this idea.
That's a good idea. That's a
Dog,
good
someone's
idea.
gonna steal it. You fucked up.
We gotta cut this whole part out.
Just co-write it with me.
I got you.
We'll make something.
Better
dope.
do it quick.
Yeah.
We'll make a cool sci-fi story out of it.
Now, to go from something so large and so big to something so small and human, I will talk about the physical fear in this movie.
Yeah.
Because this movie is stressful as fuck. You
It
have
is
people
very
dying
stressful.
left and right within like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They kill off a lot of the characters pretty fast.
Yeah.
Right. Like the one person gets completely just throat slit by the assistant nurse for no reason.
Yo.
No, he got his eyeballs taken
Oh, that's right.
out.
That's right.
She was like digging scissors into his eyeball. I'm
And then
like, ooh.
proceeded to cut her own face.
Ugh. And
I
then
think she tried to cut it off, but didn't quite get there.
So we were Justine and I were talking about this. We were like, yo, that cop really just shot her like to kill her.
Yeah.
When he could have just
He
shot
could have
her in the leg. He
easily
coulda
like
used a
shot her
taser.
arm,
Yeah.
shot her leg.
I understand why the state trooper was like, dog, give me your gun.
I-
What are you
yes.
I like
doing?
that they have this accurate description of young cops on the job. Some old cops too, but just fearful cops in general. Fucking
Yeah.
shoot anything that moves.
Also, the fastest draw I've ever seen in a movie.
I know.
This
Jesus
dude like
Christ.
Like,
quick
bro,
draw.
he was probably practicing in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
oof.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was quick. He was quick to the draw, and I was super surprised. I was like, could have hit the knee, could have hit the arm.
He could have just fucking taken out his baton and just give her a good whack. I don't know, something like
Tase her.
something else besides just
They always
shoot
go
to kill.
straight for the gun.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it would have just killed their. Actually, no, he could have not killed her, and the plot would have been fine.
Yeah, but she was going crazy.
But
she
she
was
wa-
cutting her
She
face
was
out.
also possessed by some sort of interdimensional being.
I'm guessing
she might have just been
uh,
on one and would
Right.
take a bullet gladly.
Yeah,
Also-
she turns into that wild creature that they have to fucking kill in the hallway.
So then after this happens and he gets his gun removed, there's a pregnant woman in there, and they're trying to basically make her not have contractions. And they check it outside the door, the fucking hospital, and they see just dozens of cult members donning their cloaks.
So I don't know if I missed it, but were they promising something to these cult members?
Most likely.
Because I don't know if they ever explained it, why they were like so loyal.
I think they were just fanatics.
Or were they just fucking nuts?
Why does anyone do anything? No, I'm just
well, like,
right? Yeah.
Think about it. People worship God because they think he's this great being, or whatever your perception of God might be. I'm talking specifically from like an Abrahamic standpoint.
Right.
They think they can do all of these things and take them to a cool new world. And there's always the promise of the apocalypse, which is why, cults happen in the first place. They put the fear of the apocalypse in them, and then they give them a solution. So in this case, they were bringing about the apocalypse themselves and going to this cool new paradise where it's actually just this fucking desolate pyramid thing. But I mean, basically what I'm saying is religious fanatics will fall and do almost anything if they're convinced enough of something.
Yeah, and I want to add on to that because once you get that snowball rolling about fear or like a greater good, it could be like, hey, this person doesn't agree with us. We should take them down, sacrifice them for the greater good.
Yeah.
And then bam, then the next thing you know, you disagree with us. We know what to do with you.
You guys are you just,
and then everyone falls in line out of fear. It's a fear cycle.
You've just explained the whole plot of Warhammer 40K.
Fuck out of here.
No, don't do it.
Don't
do
say
it.
anything.
Don't do it.
Don't keep going. Don't,
I sent a meme the other. I sent a meme.
This recording if you talk about Warhammer.
I sent a meme the other day to fucking Justine,
man.
and it was just like me when someone fucking tells me an entire Warhammer book, and it was just a person crying.
I've become the most insufferable person about this because I'm like 12 or 13 books into the series. And I've just been like getting really deep into the lore. Essentially, like I'm not.
I'm
don't
talking
talk
about
it.
it.
I'm talking about religion.
Okay.
No, the general ideas which you guys are already getting at is that from the start, religious dogma is already flawed to start with because you have this impression that if people don't believe the same thing that you believe, then they are inherently wrong, and that you have to do something about it.
Yeah, they're heretics.
And so you get the extreme version of it, which is the fanaticism of being like, well, everybody who doesn't worship the same person I do is a fucking heretic, and they have to burn, and like something has to be done about it. AKA why they did the Crusades and shit like that. So It's like you end up having this idea that they all probably adhere to, which is like, oh, we're gonna get some we're right, we're gonna get some sort of saving, get to a point, and they like literally get to transfer somewhere else. In this case, because can you imagine this isn't like fake for them. They saw this dude open a fucking portal on the wall, so of course they're gonna believe him.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be like, oh no, this dude's legit. Like he's not lying about giving us some special powers. And so like after seeing something like that, yeah, they're gonna fucking murder some people. Like they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
Probably could have showed him on a smaller scale too, off screen.
Right.
Or like, I don't know. I thought it was wild that something that's not explained in the movie is the truck and the cop car being pulled all the way to the other side of the lot.
Yeah, what the
Okay, here's my thing. So, we're not sure exactly when they went into this alternate dimension type space.
Okay.
So, I think as soon as they heard the first horn, that's when they entered the dimension.
That fucking horn's terrifying.
I know.
Wait, so the whole hospital is in a different...
The whole area was in it.
That chunk of where they live
Yeah,
at?
I think they did some sort of ritual to open up a portal or
Dang.
bend the fabric of reality.
I didn't even think about that.
Bring this, it's like it's like being in purgatory. You're in the waiting room for the good shit, and then from there they open the portal into their new planet or whatever.
Actually that makes sense because they're trying to go after the woman nurse character because she's trying to aid the pregnant woman.
I say that specifically because I know a lot of times, especially with people who believe they've traveled to astral areas or astral worlds, is that a lot of times the areas look very similar to your own reality, but some things are slightly different. Like things are larger, things are further apart.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess that is a pretty good take on it because they're trying to tell them where the surgery room is, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's the last one down the hall. There's only one. Why is there 30 steps of stairs?
Yeah,
why is there an extra staircase here? They opened another portal. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's fucking terrifying though. These creature effects are insane too. Just seeing all the people who have been wronged by this cult, like killing themselves over and over again, like smashing their head into the wall.
Oh,
What's
right.
really
Repeatedly.
impressive too is considering their budget, they probably did a lot of this on practical effects.
Oh, the whole thing was practical. They had no
Yeah.
CGI except for maybe the space scenes.
Yeah, and they said that they were influenced by The Thing, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Bottin is showing his work in everything practical, pretty much. And then I know that this is another crazy thing that I remembered. It's a goof. Cigarettes can't light gasoline.
Wait, what?
They can't light gasoline.
Why is that?
Not enough flame.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
So
That's why
like
they
you would-
tell me not to smoke in the gas station.
because it's a lot of gasoline.
Oh, fair.
Wait, so it has to be like what, an open flame?
Yeah. Actually,
Interesting.
I don't know. We could test this, but that's
What? Where are we gonna
Don't
test
try this at home,
at?
kids.
we'll put this to the test. I'll get back to you. But also, I do know that this movie shares a similar plot to what's that movie, The Prince of Darkness from John Carpenter,
Right.
because they open a portal eventually in both movies. I don't know. Cosmic horror is wild.
Yo, space travel's wild.
This is the last thing I wanted to mention. It's terrifying to be pregnant already, but carrying a celestial being that is also a monster that's gonna like potentially ruin the world or end the world, that's even worse. But the thing that made me squirm the most in my seat when watching this film is the inexperienced Ellen Wong almost trying to do a C-section with no experience.
Oh God. Ugh.
Like
Yeah.
Like, the main nurse goes out, she knows what to do, and this is a med student, currently in school, currently reading the textbook as she's at, like, I don't know, maybe an internship.
Yeah, working the front desk or something like
Yeah.
that.
And, like, it's terrifying because she goes for the scalpel so many times and she just can't get it herself to do it. You see the squirming of, like, the baby, and it's just, oh.
Yeah.
That's such a wild concept to me, is like doing surgery on people. Like, how are you so comfortable cutting into human skin like that? Like, obviously they're trained for it, so of course they're going to be comfortable with it. But even still, like, that concept's kind of wild to me as someone who is inexperienced. And so I get where she's coming from, not wanting to be able to do it, because that's a lot of power you have right there.
Fuck no.
There was even like a montage moment with the doctor where he was talking about how powerful he feels doing surgery on people, but like, you're literally holding someone's life in your hands every time you go and cut into them.
How many surgery patients do you think he sacrificed to this thing?
It's got to be like hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah, it's got to be in the hundreds.
I mean, there was those pictures which are like porn Polaroids, basically.
Yeah.
They were having some
Fucking
crazy
creep.
sex, man.
I like couldn't even really make out what was going on in those photos. I'd have to go back and like pause it.
Yeah. But this thing is like, I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool entry for cosmic horror because we don't really see that much on screen nowadays. Like, the only thing I could really compare it to is Color Out of Space. And like maybe like that really bad interpretation of Dagon from like 2003 or something. The Mist gets really close. The
Oh, that's
Mist
fair,
is
yeah.
very
Yeah.
Lovecraftian or cosmic horror like. Also, that one had sirens too, dude. Fucking sirens are scary, man.
Dude,
you-
fucking the mist fucked you up because of their ending.
Oh
where he's
yeah,
like, you know what? Let me just shoot my whole fucking family, and then no bullet left for him, and then the fucking army shows up like seconds after he does this, and you're just like, oh damn, he just shot his kid in the face. Like, what are you supposed to do?
I'm just reminded of that guy that I saw at the Upgrade. Oh yeah, I watch a movie every week, and like, you know, it sucks when the ending sucks, or like when the ending's bad, or like the ending like just grips you. And he's like, "Well, boys, that's another one."
Another one.
He just looks so sad because he's like, "Yeah, I hate sad endings." Oh shit, here's another.
Bruh. Yeah, here's another one for you.
Okay, do you guys have a favorite scene from this movie?
I'm thinking.
The fucking when he opens up that portal, that's like peak Lovecraftian.
Dang. Okay, I was gonna say that, but I was like, is that too cheesy?
No, dude, he has like his whole chant and everything. Like he says some weird shit.
I want to know if he was actually using some dead language like Sumerian or some shit like that.
He was going through it, and then it's like at first I was like, man, he can do shit, and then he fucking starts going through the chanting, and the wall opens up, and I was like, oh fuck, this guy's serious. Like this is like, and then he comes out, fucking his top half showing, and he's just filleted, and you're like, oh, this guy is. That's a cult leader.
Yeah.
Right there. Like this guy is he's connected.
Did you have a favorite one, or was it the same?
Yeah, it's the same as his.
Gotcha. I think mine is like a little bit after that, when the beast first appears, because I love the crazy looking feet that come out and they squash a cult member's head.
Oh, right.
Like,
just like straight up
like
stomps it out.
Yeah. And then the whole scene where like they're trying to get rid of it and they basically throw a flare at it and shoot it with a shotgun is all fun. The creature reminds me very much of Richard Stanley's movie Hardware, because it was a skull mechanic robot.
Do you remember, I think it was one of the Alien movies where they had like the weird hybrid that showed up later and it had like a human skull?
Ooh, yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
That was Alien 4,
That shit was fucked. I was like,
Ugh.
this is such like grotesque, disturbing character or creature design.
Very body horror.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of body horror included.
Yeah. Splicing is everywhere, man.
Ooh.
But yeah, what would you guys rate The Void?
I'm probably gonna give it like a 9.
Okay.
This is a pretty solid movie, even if it is a little vague in some spots. And you got to give a lot of credit to that practical effects, because it always looks good on screen no matter what you're doing if you put work into it.
I think the hard work paid off. I'm going to give this like an 8. I think it's not really an original like kind of story, but it's a cool take on those kind of cosmic horror things. And always got to give points to practical effects. It's a little campy, but not too campy.
Yeah, I feel like it ended up kind of going down that route because of the actors and their responses, but then it kind of got curbed literally because they died. And you just have like a few characters left over. I wasn't sure how I felt about the character who was he made mute by an accident, or did he not speak?
I personally think I think they showed it in like a throwaway line, but his vocal cords are cut out.
Okay, I thought
he has like
so.
scars around his neck.
Yeah. I wasn't sure how I felt about that because they didn't even offer up like a signing or anything. He like just didn't say anything. But it's understandable if he like it just happened and he has no other way to say anything.
It kind of makes you feel with him because he could only communicate with him
Right.
through his eyes.
Yeah, and then he has this connection with the other guy who was there who's not related, I'm guessing.
It's his father.
Is it actually his dad?
Yeah. They do in the dream sequence. They go back and they look at. There's a family photo with them.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I thought they were like just like surviving together.
I think what happened is the cult members took their wife/mom.
Oh, that's right. Because he even like.
And I thought, you know what?
Fights him later.
That's maybe why his vocal cords got cut out. Ooh.
Why?
So he can't tell his dad who did it.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Ooh.
Fucked up.
Damn. Did you have a favorite, or did you have a rating, Justine?
I'll go with an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, this changes things now, I think, because then you're just like, oh, dude, Dad was just roasting cult members.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, yo, kill my wife. Like, you're about to fucking all die.
Yeah, on a revenge mission now.
Yeah, he was revenge all the way through.
Right. Any last notes? I do have one.
We need more Lovecraft style movies, but not like shit just based off of one of his stories. Like, stop adapting his work. Make something new that's in the same like vein of here's some crazy cosmic horror shit.
I want to see like old Virginian houses in a modern setting.
Right.
I want to see tentacle entities come from the sky.
You know what I want to see? I want to see something that's like way the fuck in the future, like sci-fi like basis, and then you get some crazy cult members. So you get this cool futuristic mixing of like, oh, they're gonna use some technology to open up some portal, and then you have a mix of the technology, an old relic, and then these crazy creatures coming through like portals or whatever, like sacrifices that they're doing.
That's called Doom.
Oh. Yeah, let's make a cooler version of Doom.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Doom's already dope.
Yeah, like that's pretty much Doom Eternal.
Let's make an actual good Doom movie.
Yeah, that actually does need to be happening.
Yeah, because even though the original one is great to watch, it's not a good adaptation of Doom.
And the new movie that they made like last year is awful.
Fuck.
But it's fun to watch with friends and beers.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a movie that I wanted to recommend that I saw recently, and it goes more into the body horror and like ritual area kind of thing. It's a movie called Old by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
I just watched it recently, and I thought for an M. Night Shyamalan movie, up there.
Pretty good.
Pretty decent, but as a movie, it's not the best.
Yeah, man, he's very much the 50-50.
Yeah.
It's going to be either amazing like Signs,
Mm-hmm.
or it's going to be fucking trash like The Village.
I thought it was a really strong premise, and the way that they executed it was really original.
All right.
Because the thing is, the whole premise is that these people at a resort who are sick, they all go to a special part of the island in the resort, and they can't leave supposedly because they keep getting headaches. That's when they realize that they are slowly aging at just this part of the beach.
Oh, wow.
They're aging at a rapid rate, about a day a second.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So within a couple of hours, some of them, like 6-year-olds, are turning into 16-year-olds.
Weird.
Or it's like 3 days every 1 second or something like that.
That's like a whole new book of problems.
Yeah,
if
so
you
you have like 6-year-olds becoming 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
People who are old just dying. People with mental health problems that are like dormant coming out. All kinds of stuff. And I'm not going to spoil the movie for anyone because I think you should check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely check something out like that.
It's very interesting to watch because it gets into that, oh, hey, look at my 6-year-old. He is now a 16-year-old and his voice is cracking. It's played by the son in Hereditary.
That's true. Also, I reread The Call of Cthulhu
Yeah.
not that long ago. Not as good as I remember. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
After like reading a whole bunch of other shit and then going through film school and then going back to the story structure, I was like, this is kind of.
I mean, you really just care about the last chapter.
Yeah, literally. I think that's what it was. The first part of it is just like kind of ranting, or like trying. It's like when it's like you guys don't understand just like how scary this shit is. Like this shit is the scariest thing you've ever seen.
We're not going to describe it,
but I'm not going to tell you what it is because if I told you, it would just drive you nuts. And then that's what the story is for like 20 pages, and then you're like, oh.
Now you're gonna
actually tell me, and then when he does tell you, it's like the vaguest description ever.
I personally think that Dagon is a stronger story.
Oh yeah, I could see.
Like even though it's a shorter one, I personally think that it's stronger because the imagery is much more lush.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, I wanted to talk about Old real quick, but Thomasin McKenzie is in that movie, and she is awesome.
What else is she in?
She's in Jojo Rabbit. I know that.
That's right.
And she's also in Last Night in Soho with Anna Taylor.
Yo, I'm really curious about that movie. We saw a preview for it like twice, I think now.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Matt Smith is in it. Other things are going. Anna Taylor looks hot.
She the one with the big eyes?
She's the one that was the sister in The Witch.
She's in The Queen's Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her. I almost mixed her up with wow, I'm forgetting her name. The girl from Jennifer's Body, Needy.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is her name? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Justine's asleep.
No, I'm still awake.
I'm
I'm about to fall asleep though.
Yeah, we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Someone will know. You'll look it up.
Damn, what the fuck is her name? This is gonna bother me.
Fast fingers, John.
Amanda Seyfried.
There we go.
That's it. I mixed her up, and it's not. It kind of is because they're both white, but you know,
Yeah.
same chick.
Anyways, this was our episode on The Void. Hell yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I would go watch it. It's worth
Jeremy
it's worth
Gillespie.
the watch.
I want to see more stuff from this company.
They are working on something new.
Awesome. I'm gonna check out Psycho Gorman when I can.
Yeah, I think that's the latest one they did. Yeah, Psycho Gorman was the latest one.
Already has a cult classic, huh?
And it was just like it got well received. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an approval rating of 92%.
What the fuck?
92.
I need to check this out.
For a fucking parody film that's 99 minutes long.
All right, let's. Yeah, I gotta do this. All right, let's wrap it up. I grab my coat. Justine, you got your shoes?
Yeah, I got my shoes.
All right. Thank you for listening to this episode of Bringing Down the Grindhouse, a podcast where we discuss horror in media. If you'd like to support us, please check out our Patreon, where for $2 a month you can recommend us a piece of horror media for us to review. Also, check out our merch. We have a link tree available on our social media platforms. That's right. We have the Instagrams, the Facebooks, and the Twitters. We would also like to tell you that we're sorry for the delay in episodes, but we mentioned it in the Willy's Wonderland episode. But John is currently almost done with directing his short film.
He also wrote it.
He also wrote it.
I did also write.
Yeah, he also was the on-set Chipotle eater.
And I would say producer as well.
Oh.
Yes, I'm gonna be getting a producer credit in that.
Oh yeah, I was a PA. Anyway, okay. Anyways,
I was the idea machine.
Hey,
Nice.
we're all gonna just be like, hey, and I did this, and I. Anyways, that's gonna be coming out probably soon, and we're gonna promote that on the social media. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, man. I'll share the link so that everybody can go and watch it. It's not like you don't have to pay to go watch it or anything. I'll just put it up somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be submitting it to festivals to see if it wins some prizes.
Yeah, so check it out. It's gonna be great. Anyways, I'm Murr.
I'm Justine.
And I'm John. Thank you.
And I'm Mitch.
Ho ho ho.